ISS Russian segment air leak explained, risks, repairs, future impact. The International Space Station, ISS, a beacon of global cooperation in space, faces a daunting challenge, an ongoing air leak in the Russian segment that threatens its future. But here's where it gets controversial. Some experts argue that the Russian segment might need to be isolated to ensure the safety of the entire station. This situation has sparked intense debate among space enthusiasts and professionals alike. Since its discovery in September 2019, the air leak in the Russian segment of the ISS has been a persistent headache for space agencies. The leak, initially detected in the vestibule connecting a docking port to the Zvezda module, has grown more severe over time. According to TASS, a Russian news agency, Sergei Krikalyov, the executive director of manned space programs at Roscosmos, has provided updates on this ongoing issue. Krikalyov notes that while the leak rate has been reduced, it has not been fully sealed, leaving engineers and scientists scrambling for a definitive solution. And this is the part most people miss. The Zvezda module, launched in 2000, is a critical component of the Russian segment, serving as the living quarters and life support hub for the crew. The leak, which has doubled in severity, now exceeds 2 pounds of air loss per day. This rate is alarming, especially considering the delicate balance required to maintain the ISS's operational integrity and the potential long-term risks to the station's structure. Krikalyov emphasizes the ongoing efforts to identify and fix the leak. Despite significant progress in reducing the leak rate, the exact source remains elusive. At one point, the team believed they had sealed the final crack, but subsequent monitoring showed that the problem persisted. This continuous struggle underscores the complexity of the issue and the urgent need for a permanent solution. The challenge of pinpointing the leak's origin is compounded by the harsh conditions of space. The vestibule, a crucial junction for both crew activities and spacecraft dockings, has undergone multiple repairs, yet none have been entirely successful. Each repair attempt is meticulously analyzed to determine its effectiveness, but the leak remains a stubborn adversary. This highlights the fragility of systems in space and the need for more advanced technologies to detect and address such issues promptly. The ISS, now approaching its third decade of operation, serves as a vital platform for international collaboration and scientific research. However, the air leak raises serious questions about the station's long-term viability and the risks associated with aging space infrastructure. What does this mean for future space stations and deep space missions? If the Russian segment is struggling to maintain its integrity, how can we ensure the safety and reliability of future space habitats? For NASA and Roscosmos, the air leak is more than just an engineering challenge. It is a call to action for developing more resilient space infrastructure. Krikalyov stresses the importance of learning from this experience to design better, more robust modules for future space stations. Do we need to rethink our approach to space station construction? One drastic but potential solution is to permanently close the hatch to the Russian Zvezda module. This would eliminate one of the docking ports for cargo and spacecraft, but it would not significantly impact the station's core functions, such as scientific research and crew habitation. While this action is a last resort, it highlights the tough decisions space agencies may face in addressing seemingly insurmountable challenges. The ISS has faced numerous obstacles over the years, and the hope is that through perseverance and innovation, future space stations will avoid similar pitfalls. What do you think? Should the Russian segment be isolated to ensure the safety of the entire ISS, or is there another way to solve this leak? Share your thoughts in the comments. Air leak persists on Russian ISS segment. Space news update. Imagine being miles above Earth, where even a small hiccup can mean big trouble. That's the current scenario on the International Space Station, ISS, where a Russian module stubbornly continues to leak air. This issue persists, despite recent efforts that many hoped would seal the breach for good. But here's where it gets controversial. Why do these leaks keep happening? And what does it mean for the safety of those aboard the ISS? The saga of the air leak began some time ago, and it seemed to be under control after the latest round of repairs. However, the problem has resurfaced, raising questions about the durability and reliability of the equipment used in space. Air leaks in space are not just minor nuisances. They can pose serious risks to the safety of astronauts and the integrity of the mission. Each leak must be detected, contained, and repaired, often under the pressure of time and with limited resources available in space. To delve deeper into this topic and stay updated on all things outer space, consider subscribing to Space News. By registering, you'll gain access to 3 free articles every month and receive our weekly newsletter every Friday. You can opt out at any time, and if you find the content compelling, there's an option for unlimited access starting at just $5 per week. Subscription terms apply, including a no-refund policy and potential sales tax. Jeff Faust, a seasoned space policy writer with a PhD in planetary sciences from MIT, regularly contributes in-depth analysis and updates on commercial space and related topics for Space News. To read more about his work or to explore further articles, visit his author page. And this is the part most people miss. The ongoing challenges and repairs on the ISS provide invaluable lessons for future long-duration space missions. How can engineers better design spacecraft to avoid such issues? What can be done to ensure the safety and efficiency of space travel? I invite you to share your thoughts and join the conversation below. Could there be a better way to manage these persistent problems in space? ISS air leak mystery. Ongoing repairs fail to fix aging station. The International Space Station is still losing air, and the fixes aren't holding up. This is a problem that's been brewing for years. Despite multiple attempts to plug the leaks in the Russian segment of the ISS, the aging structure continues to bleed air, raising questions about the long-term viability of the orbiting laboratory. Sergei Krikalev, Roscosmos' top human spaceflight official, confirmed this during a recent pre-launch briefing for NASA's SpaceX Crew 11 mission, hinting at the growing tension between space agencies as they grapple with this persistent issue. But here's where it gets controversial. The leaks, first detected in 2019, have defied all repair efforts so far. While the crew remains safe for now, the cracks in the station's framework are a ticking clock, especially as the 2024 Office of Inspector General report labeled them a top safety risk. The problem isn't just about a few tiny holes. The leaks are concentrated in the service module transfer tunnel, a critical part of the Russian-built Zvezda module. ESA astronaut Andreas Mogensen, in a 2024 interview, suggested that sealing off the affected area might be the only solution. But that would mean sacrificing a Russian docking port, a move Roscosmos is clearly reluctant to take. NASA's own internal report, linked here, highlights the complexity of the situation, noting that even a partial fix could destabilize the station's delicate balance. And this is the part most people miss. The recent repair attempts in June 2025 initially seemed promising, with pressure levels stabilizing. Yet Krikalev's latest update reveals the leak is still active, albeit at a reduced rate. This partial success has done little to quell concerns, especially since NASA and Roscosmos haven't agreed on what untenable means. When it comes to air loss, the stakes are high. A space agency insider shared with the Register that the current progress, reduced leaks but no full resolution, feels more like a temporary patch than a permanent fix. Meanwhile, the Crew 11 mission, delayed in July due to weather, is set to retry on August 1st. But will the ISS hold up long enough for the next crew to arrive? The Axiom 4 mission was postponed earlier this year to investigate new pressure patterns after repairs, underscoring how fragile the situation has become. And let's not forget the bigger picture. With debates swirling about deorbiting the ISS by 2027 and Trump's recent budget proposals threatening NASA's funding, the leaks add another layer of uncertainty. Do you think the leaks are a bigger threat than we realize? Or is this just a sign of the station's age? Share your thoughts in the comments. this is a conversation that's far from over.